You know they need your IT services and you know that they can afford them. So why in the hell aren't your prospects buying them? Let's dive into why that is and how to fix it. Hey, what's up? I'm Ray Green, former managing director of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and CEO for investor groups that led turnarounds. Now the founder of two businesses, MSP Sales Partners, where we help IT companies scale sales, and Repeatable Revenue Ventures, where we strategically partner with B2B companies to scale them up. And last week, I got a question from an IT business owner who said, how would you handle a prospect who says $2,500 a month for IT services that they clearly need, right? Like I've done the assessment, I've done the discovery, I know that they need these services, and they've got billboards up all over the state. So I know that they've got money. I know they've got some resources, but they're telling me that the IT services are out of reach. Like, how do you handle this? And here's the thing. It's not about price. Like in this case, this has nothing to do with the $2,500 a month. This has to do with the fact that your prospect doesn't want your services. Right? Like that's what this boils down to. And as humans, this is completely normal. Like this is actually how we're wired. If we were wired to just do what we need, we'd all be gym rats and living on kale smoothies, or the section in the grocery store with fresh fruits and vegetables would be a hell of a lot bigger than the area with processed foods. Why? Because we want what we want and we're going to buy the stuff that we want and not necessarily what we need. And in this case, what the billboards are actually telling you are what this prospect wants. This prospect probably wants more customers. This prospect probably wants more sales, more revenue, more growth, more awareness of the brand, like whatever that is. Those billboards are helping them accomplish some goal. That goal is their priority. That's the thing that they really want. Your IT services seem like competition to what I want. Yeah, I know I might need that thing, right? And I understand the value associated with it, but I don't want it. I want that more. I want more customers more. I want more growth more. And when you're trying to sell somebody what they need in conflict with what they want, it's like trying to sell broccoli to somebody that's got a chocolate craving. And it's actually related to a concept that a former client of mine, Dan Martell, used to call the chocolate broccoli. Our job as service providers is to take what they need, the broccoli, and turn it into something that they want so that we can deliver the goods while also satisfying what they really want. So how do we take those IT services and dip them in chocolate and convert them into something that they want? In this case, what we've got to do is we've got to take a step back and we've got to look at it and say, all right, so this prospect is basically telling me what their priorities are. Their goals: more sales, more revenue, more growth, more exposure. How can I turn my IT services into something that they want? Maybe that means you get really fast, like speed to lead, right? Like, because right now, possibly they don't have the systems for calls and leads that are coming in from the billboards, right? Like maybe they've got those coming in and it's taking them hours or days or weeks to respond, or they're not responding at all. And maybe when you bring in the right tech stack and the right systems, that's going to help facilitate better speed to lead their process. Maybe when you install the right systems, it's going to give them better reporting, better tracking, better data to help them more strategically place the billboards and, count the customers as they come in. Maybe it's helping the sales team streamline their operations. Maybe right now they're fighting some buggy tech and they're jacking around with a shitty dialer and the CRM is crashing all the time, and they're constantly replacing their computer and calling the help desk. Maybe you can help facilitate more efficiency on the sales team. Whatever it is, you want to look at it and say, how can I make this align with this? How can I take what they need and turn it into something that they want? And when you do that, you're no longer competing for the budget, right? Like you're no longer selling something that is conflicting with what they already think is important. You are taking it and saying, hey, we can actually amplify that for you. We can accelerate that for you. We're not trying to say that that's the wrong goal. We're trying to say, hey, this will help you do that. And then wink, wink, also, we're going to protect your network and we're going to, help you install, more security, and we're going to do IT training with your employees, and we're like all those things. But I know that's not what you want. You want more sales. How does your solution help them facilitate growth in this case, or whatever it is, whenever you're talking to that prospect? What are their priorities? What are their goals? What are their wants? And then reframe to align with that. So that's one way to do it. Now, the second thing that you can do is highlight the cost of inaction and help them understand how not making the investment in your services actually keeps them from getting what they really want, or slows that down, or reduces the probability of success in that area. In other words, you're still creating alignment. You're just showing, hey, by not doing this, you're actually hurting your chances of this goal, right? So you're putting what you want at risk by not getting this thing. So in this case specifically, that may mean, addressing, I don't know, like Mr. Prospect, how many of these, like you've got all these people coming in the door, how many of them stick around if there's one ransomware incident that locks you out for a week? Or how many sales would that potentially cost you? What's the real cost to your sales team if they're jacking around with glitchy systems, broken dialers, shitty reports, and all these other distractions? What's the real cost of that in terms of productivity, in terms of revenue, in terms of growth? And what's the cost of, do you have data on all this stuff? Right? Do you have like good reporting? Do you have, a unified tech stack if that's part of what you do, and help people bring this in and consolidate things and get better insights into their business? What's the cost to the business of not having that data? Right? Like whatever it is for you, you look at your offer and your services and you say, based on what I understand their goal to be and what they want to be, how can I help them understand how not making this investment puts that at risk? Because when you do that, you help them understand how not investing the $2,500 a month is going to put more than that, substantially more than that, at risk on the thing that they really do want. If you listen carefully enough, the prospects will tell you or show you exactly what's really important to them. And your job isn't to change that, right? Like your job is not to convince them that they should have a different goal or convince them that they should have a different priority. Your job is to take your services and help reframe them and show them how what you're selling is exactly what they're craving, right? Like you just have to dip it a little chocolate broccoli. You will dramatically increase the likelihood of closing the deal because people buy what they want. They don't buy what they need. So take these two tactics, implement them. Let me know what questions you have in the comments. I hope this has been helpful. If it has, go ahead and subscribe to the channel or hop on my email list. I send out free sales tips every single week to help you grow your business. Adios.